Hello and welcome. My name is Mr. Ree, and here we're going to be talking about simulations for your gear. So, new players or gear players trying to work out what's the best piece of gear to wear. There's a lot of add-ons and websites out there that can help you, and one of them is called Simulation Craft. And what that does means you can sim pieces of gear, traits, and talents to work out what is the best gear I can wear to maximize my damage. So here I've got my Hunter set up, and we're going to look at simming gear today. So the first thing you want to do is install an add-on called SimC, which I'll put down a link. And when you've got that, you can go enter in the chat /SimC. And what will happen is this box here will appear. You just Control C and copy that. Alright. And then we go over to the website here, which is called raidbots.com/simbot. Okay. And you go into here I like to go into Top Gear. Alright. So it opens up here. Now you've got the add-on SimC already installed in the computer. That's what we just copied. And I press Control V, and now it inputs the data of what we're wearing. So here it's got max corruption. You probably want to have that set to 39, because over 40 you'll probably get the thing and beyond. If you're a new player and also in higher end fights, you don't want to explore that kind of thing, so you keep it at 39. And here you've got all the pieces of gear that are equipped in your bags, and all the ones that are highlighted currently what I have equipped. Okay, so I also got down here in the second part, which is recently installed. So recently they've now introduced that you can buy your corruption. So now there's a section where you can add and sim corruption. Here you have all the enchants and gems, your Azurite essences, talents, and then I'll show you the options later. So let's just have a go at the first one. So let's say, okay, I want to know what's my best damage for single target. So at the moment, I know I'm not running my single target here because I got rapid reload. So I'm going to also click here to sim my single target build. So I'm saying which one of these chests are better. I've got my neck. My wrist has severe 3. Now, this is pretty set to my BIS. But what we're also going to do is chuck in here my Ashvane Coral. We'll chuck in one of the scales. Different boots. We'll chuck in my legs here. Alright. So I've now picked a few different items I want to sim. Here we're going to use lead. I'll show you. We'll do another one with the corruption, so we'll leave that for now. I might also look at if I put a crit gem, will that be the best, or a haste gem? Alright, see how it's got now too many combinations? You can only do a certain amount of combinations of sims, so you might have to do multiple times. So I'm just going to leave it as crit for now. And then these are my talents. So I might change vision and perfection as a major. Maybe put in essence of focusing iris. Alright. You might change that around. And then I'm also going to change aspect of the beast to killer cobra and maybe post haste. Alright. In the then you'll have a drop down. It probably will look like this for you. You need to click this arrow here to open it. Patchwork is what I want to set it at. 1 boss, 5 length, and I go find top gear. And this is just a basic way for you to understand what sims are used for. Okay. It's now going to go job in queue, and it's going to sim for us. It's going to work out. Alright. What is the best gear? I can open up another tab while we're waiting for that. Top gear again. Copy paste your SimC in. Alright. I can then again click what I want to try out. Let's try Hummingglade 475, my Ash Veins. Except this time when you scroll down, I'm going to leave aspect and I'm going to swap to Hectic Ad Cleave. And I do this for any time for me and my Mythic Plus, where I'm going to have 4 or 5 mobs I'm targeting. I'm going to do the same thing, find top gear. Alright, and that's going to sim for us for an AoE fight. You've also got, this is my main so I know, but okay, say I've got this set up. This is my AoE build. And I'm getting enough to get new corruption, but what corruption can I get? What's going to sim better? So what you can do is contaminants to apply, set it to 1. I can actually click all these, Expedient 3, Masterful, Versatile 3, Racing Pole, Strike Through, okay? I might then set the option, well, what if you purify this expedient? Alright. And then I'm going to set this to, this is set to AoE at the moment, so I'm going to also then go down to hit at the ad clip and go find top gear. Alright. This sim's nearly done. Other things you can look at for Raidbots is good. If you have an account, Alright, so you've got top gear here. Gear compare, you can do individual. I prefer just doing top gear. You can also look at talents. Okay, again, you're copying your input. You can shows you information about talents. You can do a quick sim. You can also do stat weights to find out what stats you're looking for in your gear. Droptimizer is really cool. So Droptimizer is for if you have an account. Alright, you can actually set up here to okay, what about Mythic Plus, all dungeons, 465 gear, with a crit socket. Alright, and then if you click down here, sim for Ectic Hand Cleave, it's going to sim your gear against any piece of gear that drops with a socket in the M+. So you can kind of situate. Oh, I haven't got logged in here. You can't. So you can situate where your gear is. All right. So a lot of new players like, oh, I don't know what gear to get for. Well, this helps you check out what specific gear and what dungeons you should do. All right. You can also look at here. You can go into the raid and do the same thing. All right. You can set gear with a socket, and it sims all the gear that you can get in the raid, and it gives you a priority list. So that can be a good tool to use if you have the premium account. Okay, so here's our first sim. So this is our single target sim. Alright, it's telling us all the iterations it ran. The best situation for us would be is change our talents to post haste, kill a cobra, change our chest that we're currently wearing to a 480 with Dance of Death, Aspect of the Wild, and change to a Razor Coral, and we'll have an increase of about 6,000 DPS. Now, anything with sims is a grain of salt, but I think it's a really good step and starting place for new players or players trying to jump from like 50 logging to 80 logging. If you're jumping from 80 to 100 logging, there's definitely a small and theory crafting that comes into it, but this is definitely a good starting place to definitely improve your DPS. You're wondering, why am I not getting where I should be in damage, and why are people beating me? So this is a good start. Remember, sims are these perfect situations, which you're never going to have in a raid fight or in an M+, but this is your best gear that's going to output. And it will reflect if you're at least doing somewhat using your Ashfang Coral to the perfect sense of activating, and if you're having the right Azura trace, it's going to help. We can see here with the sim we did here for AoE, alright, none of the gear, I'm running the best. Everything else here, yes, they're all decreasing DPS. This is the best AoE set I have for Ectic Ad Cleave. Alright? We're still running sims on the other. Okay? We'll wait for this one on 35%. But I just want to reiterate, this tool is really good for players and finding out what gear you should run. And it's helped me jump from, I would say, a heroic raider to now a mythic raider to now pretty confident in my class. Anytime I'm in a dungeon and raid, I'm usually competing for that top spot as a hunter. And of course, there is definitely, if you've been in my guild, players who are much better at me, and there's much play around there. But at least I'm competing with them. Alright, and I really want to stress enough, if you're looking to improve yourself as a DPS, to do this. Now, you can do it for tanks, but again, it's a bit different. With tanking, you could have them maximize DPS, and what you want to do is probably, I would say, being a past tank in raid and in M+, you want to do damage. But there is a point where, okay, you must understand that damage is great, but if you're dying a lot, then you need to rethink, okay, maybe I should drop that DPS trinket for a mitigation trinket. Or maybe this talent is great for outputting damage, but I might need to pick up a defensive talent. Okay, so you can definitely use it. I do use it for my tank sets, but I'd be wary about tanks and, of course, heals, because you're healing, not DPSing. But it's a great tool to use, and I totally recommend it. Well, I just want to see this one for you guys, because the corruption is really important with the new stuff. You can also look at stat weights as well. So stat weights here will generate for you what you want to run as a hunter. So it could say, okay, at the moment you are currently high in crit, and you actually need a bit more haste. So even though BM hunters, we want crit, for example, and it scales well with us, at certain points your gear, you might be really lacking haste, and you haven't hit that haste cap, so your stat weight at the time might be different. So okay, you actually need to equip a few more pieces of gear that have haste. You might need a few more pieces that have verse, and a stat weight is a good indication. Early on, you could use it if you're a first-time player as a mage, and go, okay, what stat weight would I want to run. Like, I know a lot of my times my friends are fire mages. Yes, they all start mastery, but if you actually don't have any mastery items and you get the percent increased corruption for mastery, it's just wasted. So the sim is very important in that sense too, that you can, your gear and what you have will always depend on what you're simming and what else is going to be better, you know. You're always searching for that specific trinket or the specific weapon or a specific piece of gear, but without that, your damage output can only be is very limited. And even though, you know, some mage might be running a certain set on some fight, don't assume that it's going to be the same increase for you if you don't have the correct gear. So that's where stat weights can kind of be important for you too. Alright, this is nearly done. If you have premium running, I don't know why I'm not in premium right now. It should automatically load down. But if you have premium running, you can also, the process is faster and you can run a lot more iterations, it's called. Like a lot more different sims and combinations. So here it's saying that currently if I make any changes to the pants with severe haste 3 or I purify it, this is currently the best for my gear. Alright? So the corruption is a new added tool. So if I've got enough to equip another piece, which I will, and I think in next week I can equip another 20 corruption piece to my set, it will tell me where I can put it and what should I put on it. So I think I know that next week I should be able to put a rank 1 Ineffable Truth on my gloves, and that'll be about a 2,000 DPS increase. So yeah, I hope this quick little guide will give you some understanding of how to use simulation craft and how to work out, okay, what gear is actually good for me in my bags. Because I know you could get an item piece that's 465 and you've got a 460 piece. You're like, is that better? SimC. This is the best way to do it using Raidbots and simulations. So I've been Mr. E, and I hope that helps you with gearing. Have a great time on the World of Warcraft. Twitch TV, Mr. E. Thanks, guys.